Hi everyone, I'm going to continue this series of the famous Oriental Rabbonim, and tonight, Talmud Shevat, the 4th of Shevat, here it's going to be the Hilula of a great rabbi, Rabbi Yisrael Abuhatzeira, probably known as the Baba Sali, who was born in Morocco, came from great family heritage, a lot of Rabbonim on his family line. The family name was Elbas originally at one stage, and actually his grandfather was Rabbi Yaakov Abuhatzeira, he was known as Abi Yaakov, one of the great rabbis in Jewish history. His father himself was Rabbi Masud Abuhatzeira. Later on, he was born Rabbi Yisrael Abuhatzeira in the English year 1889. We're talking about from the time of recording around 135 years ago, and he was learning Torah at a very young age already. He actually learned under Rabbi David Abuhatzeira, also taught him his older brother, and learned inside the family yeshiva. He learned he was actually born in an area in Morocco called Risani, and was doing fast upon himself at a young age. Also used to fast a lot, and got married at a young age. And later on, at one stage, he would actually learn in yeshiva in Israel, inside the yeshiva, known as a famous yeshiva, the Shevat Bet-El in Israel, over there. And the famous yeshiva where many of the Kabbalists would learn. And then after that, he was actually learning with Rabbi Ezra Atiyah in the famous Porat Yosef yeshiva in Jerusalem. Remember, Rabbi Ezra Atiyah was the rabbi of Chacham Ovadia Yosef also. He was going there back and forth. He lived at one stage in Lod and was offered the position as the chief rabbi of Lod at one stage. But however, he declined the position. And then after Rabbi Uziel left his post as a chief rabbi, he was offered the role to be the chief rabbi of Israel, and also declined that. He moved from area to area. At one stage, he moved back to Morocco to mitchazek the people, to bring people to come to Israel, because he saw the Torah, there was a great amount of Torah in Morocco, was sort of maybe waning a little bit. He tried to mitchazek the people and moved back at a later stage to Morocco as a temporary move, and brought people back. And then later on moved back to Israel. And as he was well traveled, eventually he moved to Netivot. And many people came to him for brachot, for various huge amounts of brachot. He was performing many miracles. Many people will say, famously, he had the bottle of arak, and he used to pour it to other people the whole time. And this was a bottle of arak that never ended. There's a famous story of someone that got injured, I believe, in the Yom Kippur War, where he couldn't walk. He didn't keep on much mitzvot. And then he asked him for a bracha. Famously, if you watch my previous video a year ago, I did on him. Someone came to him for a bracha and said, he needs a bracha. So he says, take upon a few things upon yourself. Do you keep Shabbat? Do you keep these things? And he said that he would commit to keep Shabbat. He said he's going to commit to it. So he said, come up. And he got up and he started walking miraculously. It's one of the famous miracles of the Baba Sali. Famous miracles of the Baba Sali. And many other stories related over within regards to the great Chacham. What's interesting also, he left a lot of great descendants, including Baba Elazar, Rabbi Meir Abuhatzeira. And many of the descendants became great Rabbonim. The Abuhatzeira family is one of the great Torah families in Jewish history, especially in Moroccan history also. And it's his Hilula. He passed away in the English year 1984, so it's been 40 years since he passed away. And in his funeral, I believe around 100,000 people turned up to it. Every year, tens of thousands of people come to his kever. Many thousands of people come, and people light candles in their memory. It's an auspicious day where we remember the great Chacham, the Baba Sali, also one of the great rabbis of Israeli history. And this is something important, especially at this point in time, within regards to in Jewish history. And I would recommend everyone, please read about him, watch him. He's got a lot of books. There was a good book compiled with his teachings, I believe, called the Ahavat Yisrael at a later stage, which was published, and many books on the great Chacham of Israel. Please, everyone, it's his Hilula, light candles in his memory, and let's learn more about him. And please watch over the previous videos I've done in this huge series. I also did a video on his grandfather, the Abi Yaakov, Rabbi Yaakov Abuhatzeira, also on Chacham Masud Abuhatzeira also. And here, the Daled Shevat is his Hilula. Wishing you all a great day. Shavuot Varach. We just came out of Parshat Va'era, this Shabbat. We're in the middle of Sefer Shemot at the moment. And it's a time where we saw many miracles happening for Israel, with these plagues that were inflicted upon the Mitzrim. And it's an important time, and very much Baba Sali was one of the great rabbis who performed many miracles also. Wishing you all a Shavuot Tov, and take care.